So GM. Yeah. So it's been a great moment, and life with me is the head of innovation at Terra Nigeria, the senior technical advisor. Tete, hi, how you doing? How's Abuja?
I'm doing great, sir. It's amazing to have this session again. It's very nice to be here. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Awesome, awesome. Yeah, so this is here. Hi, Franklin. How you doing? It's good to have
Hello,
you
hello
on.
guys. Yeah, how's it going?
Yeah, pretty
We
fine.
are going
Just,
agentic.
so it yeah, so it's been an agentic moment. Uh, it's been trending, and as a community, we just need to like carry along with everyone. Everyone is learning the space and carrying all along, and we want to learn a lot about it today. And with us is some of our great assets in the space. Actually, you're talking about you're gonna tell us more about the ERC 804 layer. What's it about? What's ERC?
Basically, well, this is a standard, just like we know the Ethereum standard improvement protocol standard. So basically, we have a lot of agents. Everybody's building agentic stuff, automating processes with artificial intelligence, which is great because it's actually limitless, what people can build. So the ERC 8004 is basically a standard that allows us to validate or verify what agents are doing, So behind the whole thing is more like a registry. So for every action that an agent executes on chain, that registry marks it or keeps a record of it. And of course, it's this record is used to build reputation score. You can also send feedback as a user. So basically, it's a way to validate what your agent is actually doing on chain to actually so that users, of course, they feel at ease using your product, knowing that your agent is actually executing what it's doing. So, yeah, it's just basically a registry that allows us to validate what our agentic AIs are doing here on chain. And it's a very powerful tool because if you go to the 8004 scan.io, 8004 scan.io, and you see the number of agents that people are building daily and what these agents are actually doing. I mean, it's really amazing. And of course, we also do check out the Celo testnet because basically we have our own agent that is actually executing tasks on chain. Of course, I'll try to show us that in a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. So while you were speaking, we have Samad as the OT joining us in the space. OT, how are you doing, right?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay, okay. Okay. Hi, everyone. Really nice to be here. My
Yes,
Hello,
nice to have
totally.
OT in the space. Yeah,
Welcome.
nice. Yeah, I guess you're with us live from Kaduna, right?
yeah, I'm joining live from Kaduna.
Oh, that's great. And Etete is live from Abuja.
Abuja, yeah. This is
Oh,
Abuja, city of Abuja.
That's the administrative city of Nigeria. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a national AI segment, AI agent segment, So and we have Dizzy. Dizzy, I think you're live from Anambra, right?
Yeah. So live from Anambra, from
So
the
guys,
southeast.
so from the southwest Lagos, where I am, down to Abuja, down to Kaduna, down to Anambra. So it's a very nice combo. Um, yeah, so we already have almost all our speakers online, and Ethel is having this session. Oh, so yeah, so I'm so happy to also have Faithy on the space, So it's
Yeah.
I was speaking and she just joined the space. So good to have you, Faith. Yeah, what else could I say? This is your story needs to like be loud in this country, our country. Like you are a model. Ladies need to like learn from you, guys. If you just joining us for the first time, I need to I remember when we had a first session in Kaduna, Faith and OT. We organized a hackathon in Abuja then, and I mean in Kaduna, yeah. So OT and Faith, you guys were in the same group, I think, and you guys won that
Yes.
won that hackathon. So that was like the
Yes.
first segment in like onboarding you guys to the Web3 space. And since then, you guys have been doing marvelously well in the space. You've been doing a lot, like cooking a lot. So yeah, so it's been great. Etete, you can now have the floor. So what are you cooking? But before you dish out what you have for us, there's this trust gap, and there's this trust gap in the space, and it has been said that um, ERC-8004 is the missing trust layer. Can you maybe share some light? And then after this, you can now start up your session. Uh,
Uh, okay, yeah, I think I do agree with that when people say that is the trust layer, because, like we said, we all know how powerful artificial intelligence is. Imagine or an AI model having access to your crypto wallet, right? And then you want the AI to be, or the model to be able to probably execute certain tasks at certain periods in time. Um, Normally, the model can do that. You don't need to put it on chain. But the question comes: how do you trust that the model is actually doing what you're asking it to do? It still boils down to human trust. So, and then of course, some people raise the question of artificial intelligence or AI models hallucinating and all of that. So, but basically, the 8004 standard allows us to be able to have a record via the registry, because to actually integrating into the or using the 8004 standard is quite easy. So first is just the register. So for every action that an AI model is authorized to do, especially on-chain transactions in this case, the registry keeps like a record of it, keeps count of it, takes some feedback also from the user, the human, like did the AI or did the model execute this? Can you rate it or stuff like that? So it takes the feedback and then it keeps a record. So with the feedback and the record, we're able to ascertain a reputation score for that model. So that means that with every action that the model takes, it's dynamic, right? So with every action that the model takes or every execution that happens via the model, we basically use the feedback to actually create a reputation score. So, and of course, this is public. Anyone can basically go see it. But technically, creating a model or an agent these days is quite straightforward. Of course, for builders building in the Celo building trusted AI hackathon, of course, if you're looking at integrating the 8004 standard, it's pretty much simple. They have okay. I think we should take a look at a few things. Try to okay. Yeah. All right. I'm just trying to share my screen here. Okay, so yeah, exactly. So this is the ERC-8004 standard. Of course, 8004 means that it's Ethereum Improvement Protocol, basically. But there's a lot of information on this page. It basically breaks down everything, the motivation behind it, and all of that. But what I really want us to look at, what I am interested, or we should be interested in, especially for builders in the Celo hackathon, we need to take care of these two things. So this is what we need to make our AI agent very functional. Of course, we need to register the agents in the identity registry. When you do this, this basically is going to mint an ERC 721 NFT, which of course holds the IPFS hash, in this case, a JSON string that contains information about your model. So it holds things like basic information like the name, uh, the image and stuff, up to other informations like the endpoint, where is this model being hosted, where is it operating from. So we're able to check all of those. And then the reputation registry, basically for every successful transaction, right? And the feedback that the end user gives it, it uses that to build a reputation. So basically, but there's a lot, but it will come down to this is it, the registry. So, like I said, the registry is just an ERC-721 that contains metadata of your agent, like in this case, the name, the chain ID, which network, and all of that. The identity registry refers here to the for every network, right? For every, would go to the AR 8004 scan and take a look at it. But for every network, right, you have like a deploy smart contract on there that you can actually use. So this is basically what the JSON looks like, right? So it just takes the type. So this says you are registering the agent, right? And then the agent name, some description, and this is what I was talking about, the services. So if your agent, of course, is web services or is integrating operating from a server that interacts with the web, right? So you define your endpoint. We have agent to agent, meaning that do you allow your agents to communicate with other agents? And there are some other features here, right? Even ENS and all of that. So you can, it's not compulsory to pick everything. You can just pick what you need. And then initially, when you register your agent, you don't get an ID, right? So, when we're building, what we did is we registered our agent with just the basic information. That was we got the basic information in a JSON file, which was just the name and the basic description and stuff, and the image. And then we use that to register our agent by calling the register agent function in the agent registry contract on the 8004 scan, which we'll take a look at very soon. We do this from the backend, but they also allow you to do this with the UI. And then once we got our agent number or agent ID, the agent ID here is just the ERC-721 token ID that you mint when you register your agent. So of course you can come back to update your agent URI and then call the set URI on the registry with your agent ID, and you should be able to update that. And for, of course, this is the registration, like I was saying. So when you call the register function on the 8004 registry contract, it returns an agent ID, which is thus the token ID. And then you can also update your URI, which you call the set agent URI. You pass in your agent ID and then the new URI. So if we head over to, of course, the 8000scan.io proper, here you of course you see agents that people are building. There are a lot of them. If you come down here, I think these are the latest agents, that's 18 minutes ago and the rest. But here you also see some top agents. So you can see like a marketplace of agents, right, on the 8,004 scam, and all of these agents are actually registered. So this means that for every action they take, they can get like a reputation score, right? We have this on the main net and then on the test net. For the course of our hackathon, right, I'm just going to dive into the test net. So let's take a look at what builders are trying to build, of course, and then while we wait for that to load, I would also like to mention that, of course, we are building Pulse Remit. Pulse Remit is an agentic AI, of course, that utilizes natural language processing, gasless transactions, and some other things to allow you to actually manage your assets. You can basically tell your agent, I want you to send, for instance, if you are somebody that, or let's say you have employees, or yeah, you have employees, and then you need to make maybe monthly payments. You can basically just do a natural language, like you tell it, pay maybe Mr. B $200 every 31st of, or every 30th, or every last day of the month, something like that. And then the agent can basically pick that out, pass the intent, and then make these recurring transactions on your behalf until you ask it to stop. So it's very powerful what you can really do with it. We have a couple agents here, and then we still have so much agents here. These are all testnet agents. Let's try to take a look at some of them. Let's see what the score looks like. So remember when we talked about your JSON, that's your IPFS JSON. Remember, this JSON file is uploaded on IPFS. So the IPFS URL is actually what you get to register your agent with. So these are a couple agents. These are, of course, they have no reputation score because these are the newest agents. And then you can see from highest score. I'm just going to go and let's take a look at our Pulse Remit. I wouldn't, let's see what Pulse Remit is. So, like I said, Pulse Remit, yeah, this is Pulse Remit. As you can see, it was active 1 day ago. We already have 8 feedback, and we have a 76 reputation score, which I think is actually cool. So this is deployed, of course, on Celo. We still need to integrate the self plot to this, but basically you can see that we are able to deploy our agent from the backend actually. So we did this calling this, interacting with the registry smart contract directly. But if you're building and you wanted to do this is important. Maybe I'll come back to this in a second. I'm just going to try to sign in, and then let's try to see how we can. Okay, let's try to see how you can basically try to create an agent. This is going to take a second. Yep. MetaMask, this happens sometimes. So, but all I'm trying to say is that there is a perfectly nice UI that allows you to create your agent without passing through having to do that on or interacting directly with the smart contract. So you can basically connect your wallet, log in, and then you are able to spin up an agent from the UI, and then you get, of course, everything is done from the UI. So you get your agent ID. You can basically integrate your agent where you want it. Let's just take a look at this. It's taking quite some time. Okay, I hope that's the final one, and it's not. Okay, so that's the final one, hopefully. It's taking quite some time. All right, so I need to sign the message. Thank you, MetaMask. I know I need to sign the message. Okay. All right. So okay, this should log me in right now. Yeah, so I'm logged in right now. So once you're logged in, you see you can actually create, and you can select your network. So this was what I was talking about. For every network, there is a deployed registry for that network. So all networks will have the same. So this is for Sepolia, this is for Base, and for Celo, Yeah, Celo is down here for some reason, but it's actually live on Celo. Let me go to this is the test net. Let's go to the mainnet. So once you get to like the mainnet, you see that this is actually live. We can the smart contract address on the basically the same contract address on the test net. So I'm gonna come back to networks, and this is um, okay. So for some reason I don't know what's happening here. Even Ethereum is saying coming soon. Maybe I should refresh my page. I know I saw this a while ago. Anyway, so all I'm saying is, do I need to log in for this? I'm not sure. Anyway, so all I'm saying here is that for the testnet, the address on the testnet is the same as the address on the mainnet. So we let's see. I want to show the address of um, the Celo registry address. So in case anybody wanted to interact with that, but basically you can also find that on the Celo documentation. Yeah, so that's also on the Celo documentation. Yeah. So I was talking also talking about the UI. So here you have this easy looking UI, right? So you can just basically come and give yourself an agents. I like James Bond, right? So agent 007, something like that. Some description, some image, and then to the next service. But then you have to like include services, which is the next step, and then the capabilities of your agents. And here somewhere at stage 5, you get the URI, you select your network, and then you review and deploy your agent. So everything is just like it's regular. So you use the URI, you can achieve all of this. Yeah, and then back to our agent pulse remit. Um, we had 7 feedbacks earlier, and then I have this little script that I'm going to try to run. So the script is basically going to do some workflow, which we did, which basically deposits some funds into the Volt USDC, and then we can use the natural language to tell our agent to send or to make payments on our behalf, send out transactions on our behalf. And then we can come back to see that for every action that our agent is doing, we are actually being there's actually an on-chain record that allows on this 8004 scan that basically allows anybody to be able to verify or validate the actions of our agent. So they can be able to trust our agents that our agent is basically doing what he's doing. So we have 8 feedback right now. And if I should try to have the script in the backend, so I think I'm just going to run this directly. Okay. So this is actually going to interact, do some backend stuff, interact with or not really interact. It's going to do a workflow, deposit some funds, authorize the agents to basically do some transactions on our behalf. So we're depositing funds right now. And after that, we are going to authorize the agent to send a certain amount of these funds. And then we are going to track that all of these steps was carried out. So if you check, you see that for every step, we have like a transaction hash. So we are able to track on chain what our agent is doing, right? It's taking money from point A to point B, paying point C. So how do we trust that the agent is not cannot be manipulated? So all of this action deals with the reputation score. And then the interesting thing is that the higher your score on, of course, 8004 scan, you wouldn't, no bad player will want to jeopardize your score because, of course, everything is recorded on chain. So at this point, we're authorizing the agent, and I'm just going to come back here for a second to see. So we still have 8 here, just to be sure. Okay, so we're authorizing the agent, and then it's going to send some natural language NLP, which basically is just send some money to some address. And yeah, is signing, and then of course we see that our agent has signed the transaction, and then it's going to take like 1 or 2 minutes, and you should be able to see that we have a new transaction and a new feedback, of course. Um, so what this does is that it allows us to track every step of what our agent or what the agent is doing. So of course, this builds trust. Of course, this builds trust, allows you to trust that every action taken by the agent is actually basically actually what what you tell the agent to do is what the agent is doing. So you are able to trust without fear. And then of course, if you see like a malicious player, a malicious agent, their reputation score gives them off first light, of course, because for every time that you do something malicious, you have a reputation score that sticks with you. Of course, even if you should migrate to another chain, that reputation score sticks with you. So everybody knows that this agent maybe is a bad player and this agent is a good player. So basically, the 8004 standard allows us to have a registry and also allows us to have a way to check the reputation of what the agent is doing, which, of course, given the power of artificial intelligence, is actually a checkmate. And in my personal opinion, I think it's very, very good for the industry because um, humans are always evolving, right? So AI is only going to get more advanced. So we need to find a way to be sure to track that whatever the artificial intelligence model is executing on our behalf, given the immutable nature of the blockchain, is actually what we ask them to do and nothing more. So I'm just going to try to refresh this. Hopefully by now we should actually see that we have a new transaction. I mean, it takes like still having it. It takes like maybe 2 3 minutes for this to populate. So yeah, if you need any information, of course, the Ethereum Nigeria community, we are open. Join our Telegram. We are happy to help you on your agentic AI journey. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much it from me. I hope that was a bit explanatory.
Yes, that was just great sessions, and yeah, wherever you're joining us, you're welcome to our agent space powered by Celo, and we have a just lineup here. This is just before you leave, we'll be going for like 10 minutes to join us on the next session. But before you leave, um, um, for the people for those building right now, like agent tonight and submitting tomorrow, what's the easiest first step to integrate? We just have one of us who join us at the Ethereum hub here in Lagos, and he's joining tonight, and he'll be building for the next, and he's not sleeping tonight. He'll be able to meet up with the solutions. So what is the first step to, will you advise how to integrate ERC-800 into a prototype? Like, do you have any startup tools? Do you have any contract boilerplates you could recommend right now?
Basically, I think the first thing to do is just to create your agent, right? So creating your agent means that you have an agent ID. So um, whatever you want to integrate with your agents from day one, you can be able to track it. So I think the first thing is basically go to the 8004 scan.io. They have a UI, connect your wallet. You can get some test Celo faucet. Of course, it's easy. You can even get it on Google. There's also another on Celo. You can also get the faucet. To get some Celo testnet faucets, go to the 8004 scan.io. Um, Basically just create an agent. So, but you should know that the wallet, the address or the wallet you use to create the agent basically becomes the agent uh, automatically. So you could pass in a different address, but the address you use is your agent. So if you have like a backend that actually does some agentic workflow, it could be anything from managing emails to setting up tags to monitoring heartbeats. It could be anything. The agent can literally do anything. It could actually schedule meetings, um, anything, just executing tasks on your behalf, right? So whatsoever you're integrating with, of course, from day one, your agent is already registered on the 8000 scan.io, and then you are able to track your what it will help you get a good reputation. So while you're building, you're able to track your agent from when you were building it up to the finished product. So I think the 8004 scan.io is actually the best place to start, and then you can scale from there.
Okay, perfect. Before we let you go, just one last question. Guys will be going for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes break while Faith join us, and then we'll have OT take over the last session. So, in Nigeria, like using Nigeria as a context, you agree we have a lot of mobile, use platforms. So, we have mobile money services and financial inclusion are very huge. Nigeria, you agree that we already have a very great market in the country. So how could ERC-800 for powered agents create more trust in DeFi or agent-driven services for unbanked users? So the question is, how could ERC-800 fork, powered agents create more trust in DeFi or agent-driven service for unbanked? I'm not talking about the bank users, the unbanked users now. You could.
That's very interesting. It could serve a lot.
Just answer this question, then we'll let you go and take it. So viewers, if you join with us, give us a follow, and we can see you guys all over. Follow our X handle so you get notifications quickly. Yeah.
Okay, so back to the question. The unbank. When dealing with the unbank, I think one of the best I would like to see an ejective flow that basically utilizes USSD to process transactions for maybe people that are out of internet coverage. The unbanked that are very far, no access to maybe regular banks, and then maybe little or poor access to internet. I'd like to see where we could have an agentic workflow um, that would actually utilize USSD to process transactions. So I can stay in my farm in the village, and I don't need internet, but I know that probably I have to make some transactions. So I can initialize a command using a USSD code, and then have an agent on a server somewhere understand that USSD code and probably execute multiple tasks on my behalf. So that would be amazing. So I believe that's very possible. Actually, it's a nice idea, something to work on. So yeah, I think that's my opinion on that.
Yeah, thank you very much. I don't know if any of the speakers have contribution to this, but if not, we'll be going for like 10-minute break while we get fixed on board. So we'll be ending this stream and starting a new stream again. So just give us a break. Any other contribution from any of you?
None
Okay,
from
guys.
my end.
Awesome. Okay. Okay, so it's been a very educative session this evening, and thank you, Etete, for putting this together. It's going to help the builders, especially as we're doing a sprint, wrap up tonight. To the submission is going to end 10 a.m. tomorrow. Um, So I'm quite very excited about what is coming out from our access, from our network. Yeah, I just want to appreciate all the communities, associate communities that have helped us to amplify this works. Yeah, we'll stay tuned. We should be back in the next 10, 15 minutes. If you're on X, just stay tuned. We'll be back. Thank you once again. Bye from here.